Flight chaos in Germany as airport workers strike. Guys, TheGermaniac back again, bringing you another video, and it looks like we are having even more strikes as of late. Farmers, train drivers, and now airport workers are also striking. So things aren't looking too good if you're a worker in Germany because, well, they're looking like, well, it looks like a lot of people are striking. A lot of people are currently unsatisfied with the current coalition government. And this would all stem from them originally screwing up the budget as well. Luckily, the coalition government had this big, they basically wanted to bring up the AFD, that, the secret Nazi meeting, they said, honestly, to attempt to diverge of the chaos they are kind of bringing to Germany themselves. So let's just go through this article. The article is by DW. Germany was hit by widespread flight chaos on Thursday as security staff went on strike for higher pay at several major airports. A Lufthansa ground crew strike is also very likely in the coming weeks, says the unions. Over 1,000 flights have been cancelled or delayed, impacting over 200,000 passengers, as airport security staff kicked off a one-day strike across 11 major airports in Germany on Thursday, according to Germany's Airport Association, the ADV. The strike began on Wednesday night at Cologne-Bonn Airport in Western Germany when the passenger control staff did not turn up for the night shift. The airport has since cancelled 48 departures and 44 arrivals. Uwe Tarum, a spokesperson for the trade union Verdi, said that the strike participation rate in Cologne was 100%. Well, there you go. It was a successful start to the strike, he said, adding that he expected more than 80% of the flights to be cancelled during the day. Ooh, well, if you got somewhere to be, tough luck. Which German airports are impacted by the strikes? Security staff also stopped work at airports in Frankfurt, Hamburg, Bremen, Berlin, Leipzig, Dusseldorf, Hanover, Stuttgart, Erfurt, and Dresden after Verdi called for industrial action. Well, I'm flying to Germany soon, so hopefully this isn't going on when I do and my flight gets cancelled, because that would be inconvenient to say the least. Dusseldorf Airport, however, has only had to cancel a third of its flights after the security company there offered workers a strike-breaking bonus of €200 to come to work. The rest of the day departures, 81, were unaffected. Airports in the southern state of Bavaria, such as Munich and Nuremberg, were not impacted by the industrial action as their security workers are considered public sector workers and have different contracts. What is the situation at Frankfurt's airport? At Germany's largest airport, Frankfurt, 310 out of 1,120 scheduled connections were cancelled. Although some connecting flights still took off, transit passengers were warned they could also face strong disruptions and delays due to the strike. The strike will cause major disruption and flight cancellations throughout the day. The airport operator, Fraport, said on its website, in particular, security checkpoints outside the transit area will remain closed. It suggested that passengers departing from Frankfurt avoid the airport on Thursday and contact the airline operators. If you don't know, Frankfurt is a major hub for business in Germany. Lufthansa, Germany's flag carrier airline, has said passengers can rebook their flights until Feb 8. It also offered domestic travelers train tickets for Thursday at no extra cost. Oh, that's not bad. DW's Christy Pledson, reporting from Frankfurt Airport, said passengers appeared quite frustrated and unhappy, with people heard yelling profanities in the building, as you could imagine. ADV boss Ralph Biesel protested that Thursday's strike would make airport operators suffer despite not being a party to the wage dispute. So what do they want? Verdi called the strike after several rounds of collective bargaining talks with the Association of Aviation Security Companies failed to reach an agreement. The main demand is an hourly wage increase of €2.80. A BDLS spokesperson said they had offered a 4% pay rise for this year, followed by a 3% pay rise next year, but said the union's demands were unaffordable. Verdi and these workers are calling for what they see as wages that better reflect how important they are to the functioning of the airport and air travel, DW's Pladsen said. We're also seeing in Germany right now a ripple effect in terms of labor, with people calling for improved wages, improved working conditions, and there seems to be something of a trend occurring, she added. Very true. Thursday's strike comes after the train drivers union, GDL, called for the country's longest ever rail strike last week following a dispute with the national rail operator Deutsche Bahn. Verdi also called on local public transport workers across most of Germany to strike on Friday. So, everyone is striking. Everyone's seeing that the government is kind of weak right now. And everyone wants a bigger piece of the pie. That's basically it. You know, they failed the budget. I think they recently did something with the budget. I need to check it out. I think they recently approved a bunch of stuff, which has the farmers getting essentially put on the side once again. So much for the protests. But I'll make another video with that and we'll see what's going on. But many people are striking. You know, Scholz's government isn't looking too good. And I think this release of this meeting that some members had with Selner is kind of a honestly, kind of a distraction for what is actually important, what is actually going on, is that this government is not satisfying people's needs. You know, they try and just insult the AFD, saying, you know, they're Nazis, they're blah, blah, blah. But why are people voting for them? It's because they're not satisfied with how the country is being operated. And so instead of attacking, it's fine to attack, I would say, but they're trying to use it as a distraction for how badly things are actually running in the country. That's all this is. Scholz isn't doing a good job. The budget was a total failure on their part. And now you got to reap what you sow. And they try and use the AFD as a distraction, but we're seeing that the unions are smelling blood in the water. And so the farmers, train drivers, and now the airport workers are getting in on this. So let's continue. Lufthansa ground crew strike very likely. So now even the ground crew strike is very likely. Flight chaos in Germany could continue beyond Thursday after Verdi announced that a Lufthansa ground crew strike is also very likely in the coming weeks. The only question, according to union chief negotiator Marvin Ryczinski, is whether staff walk about before or after a third round of talks on Feb 12. A decision is expected on Monday. So there you go. So literally everyone is getting in on these strikes. They're seeing that Scholz's government is weak and now's the time to strike to try and essentially wrangle the country up, make nothing work, to try and essentially get what they see is something they deserve. So, you know, very strategic on their part. But because they show you, you know, the current coalition, they're just not doing a good job. But anyway, that's it for this one. If you like the video, like, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you in the next one.